Let's go three-man real quick, and we'll go over shell, and then we can tie this thing all together. Let me go Max on D, Justin on D, Black on D. Liam, you're on D. Red on offense. Yes, Tommy on offense. Thank you. All right, so the way this is going to go from a defensive side of the ball, okay? He's obviously one arm length away. He's in help, stop, don't move. We're going to always teach 1/3, 2/3. All right, that's just a generic way that we teach because, again, I don't know what your philosophies are going to be. All right, some coaches will teach deny the wings. You totally can teach deny the wings if you want to. No different, nothing's wrong with that, okay? We will teach 1/3, 2/3, which means he's 1/3 away from his defender, 2/3 away from the ball with a hand in the passing lane. We'll say that there was a rope attached from this offensive players, they need to be able to touch it. So Liam will be able to grab this imaginary rope right there so he's got a hand in the passing lane. All right, he's always kind of bottom side hip because if he gets top hip, he's going to get backdoored. Right, so he'd be in a stance, he'd be in a stance. Obviously, we'd be yelling, help, 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 ball, ball, ball. We're just going shell, you're not moving at all. All right, we're just going jump. So once the ball passed over here to Peter, okay, Justin has to jump to the ball, Max has to jump to help. Now, you'll notice Max is not sure which help line I'm about to tell him to be on. All right, and I'm not talking any trash to him. He really doesn't not sure which one I'm about to tell him on, okay? Because when he was younger, his help line was there. As he's getting older, I'm pushing his help line over there. The reason is because he's getting older. Now in high school, you can't be in the middle of the paint because you do have Josh Ruggles, Austin Park, somebody's going to knock down shooter. You can't be in the middle of the paint anymore on help. All right, but you're bigger so you can cover more ground quicker. Okay, so we'll start pushing their help line over to 1 foot in the paint as they start progressing in our program. Okay, so after that, we pass the ball again. Nope, stay there. Pass the ball, yes. Boom, pass the ball over there, yes. Everybody's on jumps, everybody's moving, everybody will be talking. Easy enough, right? So we're in the proper defensive position, okay? Now, if we're talking about guarding a screen, coaches, okay, there's two ways that we'll teach guarding a screen. You can tight trail it, chase it, tag it, whatever your terminology might be, or you're going to guard it up and through. All right, it just depends on who you're guarding and who you're playing against. What that means, if we go this way, all right, if we're guarding up and through, that means we want to leave a gap between our person that we're guarding and our teammate. So Justin will just jump and drop. As Brian's going to set the screen on Liam, stop. This gap right here is the one that Liam's going to come through, right? So every single time we'll end up playing up and through like that, okay? Play up and through couple rounds of it. Go. Good. So he's leaving space for Max to come through. Reverse the ball. Coming this way. Coming up through. Good. Pass the ball. Close out. Hands up through. Good. He's out. Pass the ball. Come through. Stop. So that's one of the ways that we'll teach him to guard the screen, okay? We're still working on offense because we're still working on reversing the ball. We're still working on passing the ball. We won't let him steal the ball unless we're starting to play live, okay? The other way that we'll end up guarding is if we tight trail, so he passes the ball here. In a tight trail situation, coaches, it takes two people to guard a screen, not one. All right, so as he's screening, tight trail means Liam is going to take the path that Peter's taking. When we did the screens, we said when that happens, the offensive person should curl. Correct? So now he's going to have to come over here and be his little help for a second while Liam gets through, and then he's going to go back. Again, it's just about being able to teach one of those just coming through. The easiest way to teach screens at the ages that you guys have would really just be up and through. All right, because you really don't have shooters coming off that you got a tight trail. Okay, so teaching just, hey, get out the way, let that person come through. The main thing that you got to teach is a screen is not an excuse. Okay? You don't have an excuse to not guard your person because you got screen. Get around it. That's all you have to really teach and really focus on. A screen is not an excuse. Okay, that's the main stuff we want to focus on, okay? So that's real. I'm just touching on that because now we're going to get into the fights. Does anybody have any questions with the defensive stuff? Yes?
Just talk about the importance of in practice doing 1-on-1, 2-on-2, and 3-on-3 drills. Just how a team should be put into those.
So there was a study that was done in Eastern Europe, and I'm not lying, and this is how crazy we are with basketball, okay? And it was talking about, they actually did a study on what was better in practice situations, 5-on-5 or 3-on-3, all right? And really in terms of at the younger ages, 3-on-3 was more beneficial from a conditioning standpoint and from the touching the ball standpoint. In 5-on-5, you can hide, right? You don't have to necessarily do anything. You can just be a reversal person. All right, when you start playing 3-on-3, it gets very obvious whose fault it was that didn't play defense and didn't do anything on offense. So it's important to at least have a segment in your practices of playing 2-on-2 or 3-on-3. We will build 1-on-1 up to 3-on-3. So eventually when we get to 3-on-3, we really don't play a lot of 1-on-1 anymore. Okay, but it's important to play that because then I'm teaching every one of them to do something when they have the ball. I'm encouraging them to be active when they have the ball. Go impact the game. Go use one of those moves. Go make a mistake. We have never yelled at any one of our players for making a mistake. All right, we've yelled at them for not focusing. We yelled at them for their pace. They make a mistake because they're trying to do something. That's what they're here for. All right, so it is important to just get one segment in of 3-on-3 a day because you can work on offense and defense. All right, you can work on drive and kick. You can work on that mentality. You can work on a lot of things out of it, and they have to touch the ball. Okay? Does that answer that? Does that address that?